The extraordinary small team of warriors are fiercely fighting with the shadow beasts. It's been a long time, but there's no movement. The team leader shouted. Hasn't it exploded yet? An extraordinary warrior was swallowed whole by a shadow beast, in front of everyone. They couldn't believe it. Another first-order transcendent shadow beast appeared. The team leader also looked pale. This force of shadow beasts is not easy to deal with at all. He looked painfully at Hong Ying being swallowed by that beast. Only her arm was sticking out. The team leader immediately ordered, "Everyone! Quickly grab the detonator!" And everyone rushed towards the shadow beast that was swallowing Hong Ying. These warriors rushed in desperately. Casualties began to increase dizzyingly. One person was pierced through, one person was caught by that beast, but they were not afraid. Still rushing in crazily. This beast is as big as a hill, and in its mouth is Hong Ying, and the team leader is about to touch Hong Ying's arm. But a very agile red and black striped shadow beast, its hand holding Bai Ju, using him as a weapon. Bang! The team leader was knocked back several tens of meters. This beast is Tang on second-order transcendent. The team leader held Bai Ju, worriedly said, "Is this a shadow beast?" But Bai Ju seemed to be seriously injured, just whispered a word. "Help!" In front of the team leader, full of shadow beasts, he was surrounded. But he got the detonator. Holding it in his hand, he will activate it right now. If he doesn't kill that ancient beast, the comrades who have fallen are all in vain. He himself dies here, doesn't matter. At this close distance, it's also less interference, so he decided to press the button now. "Die with me, you monsters," he shouted. But will it succeed? Of course it succeeded. Almost he activated it right under the belly of the huge cocoon. A very strong light began to emit from the belly of the cocoon, accompanied by a deafening energy explosion sound, like the sound of boiling water in an electric kettle has boiled over. And boom! A very powerful energy explosion, dazzling light, shining straight into the sky. All creatures around tens of meters are turned into dust. The team leader was thrown back. The pressure was too strong and the air was burned in an instant, causing lung damage to the team leader, suffocating him. He couldn't help but cough continuously. Only the team leader is left, sitting on the ground, his eyes glued to the explosion, whispering, "Finally it succeeded?" His blood and tears mixed together, pouring out, sorrowfully saying, "My brothers, you did not die in vain." But before he could rejoice for long, Tang On, a second-order beast with a deadly breath, appeared beside the team leader. The team leader looked over in shock. Suddenly it knelt on one knee next to the team leader but did not attack, which also surprised the team leader. But what was even more surprising was that in the smoke, a purple-black figure began to appear. It turns out that this red shadow beast is kneeling before its king, Australith fourth-order transcendent peak. The team leader was truly speechless. Wasn't the detonation successful? Why is it like this? In the end, what needs to be done to destroy this ancient beast? He was still engrossed in endless thoughts. But that huge mouth had arrived, ending all his efforts and the entire Dragon Corps' most combat-worthy small team. Boom! Outside the city, the modernly equipped army is still trying to bombard this wall that is thicker and harder than steel. The commander of the military force also felt helpless, feeling that these walls are really annoying, no matter how many types of bullets they fired, from armor-piercing to explosive bullets had no effect. At this time, a subordinate ran over to report. "Commander, there is a new discovery. A gap has appeared in the wall on the south side." There really is a gap, and it's quite wide. The commander was also shocked when he received this news. He didn't understand why there was a gap. Who could do this miraculous and domineering thing? But there was no time to think too much anymore. He immediately ordered the infantry with advanced weapons to quickly enter the city. On this side, right in a large supermarket refugee area, shadow beasts have surrounded all around outside. Everywhere is full of stench, and the air has also become greener due to the impact of dense shadow beasts. Inside, people together reinforce walls and doors with loose wood pieces. They are determined to hold this place, and not let shadow beasts advance any further. Some people are tired and desperate. They have been besieged for 2 days. If they are not eaten, they will starve to death. Xiao Shi and her panda are both tired and wounded. They rest silently for a while. Xiao Ai and her grandfather also hold their sniper rifles tightly in their hands, always on high alert. Xiao Ai understood that everyone had reached their limit of endurance. A cold sweat trickled down her cheek. Bang! The newly reinforced door was destroyed, a huge green claw stabbed in. Everyone was horrified, but they were all in the same boat. A brave guy shouted, "Everyone pick up your weapons, don't let them invade, everyone." But before he could finish his sentence, a huge mouth bit off his head. Xiao Ai screamed, "Be careful, everyone." Xiao Shi and her panda also roared angrily and entered the combat state. The panda used its 2 hands with sharp claws, slashing crazily, but the number of shadow beasts invading was too many. In a few more minutes they would all die. Suddenly, space vibrated violently. Xiao Ai wondered, is it an earthquake? But a strange thing happened. Even the shadow beasts were stunned and didn't know where this vibration came from. They even ran outside together. Outside, a huge foot was trampling dozens of shadow beasts to death. The sound of miserable screams continuously emitted. Some shadow beasts were cut into 2 by a huge axe. Dozens of others became barbecue under the deadly fire. The vibration stopped. Xiao Ai naturally felt an invisible protection, extremely safe. Boom! Huge tree roots sprouted from the ground, startling Xiao Ai. Her eyes narrowed, not knowing whether to be happy or scared. In front of her, a very powerful beast army Misty Mountain Corps had arrived.